What if I told you that winning trades could be the biggest threat to your trading success? Yes, I said what I said. Stick around to find out more. What's going on, everyone? It is Paul, the 920 trader with 920 trading. Wow, what an intriguing little concept. If winning trades were a threat to your success, or should I say making money in the market is a threat to your success. Folks, I said what I said, and it is absolutely accurate. Think about this, folks. I want you to think about back to the date many years ago, about 10 years ago, a little over 10 years ago. The date was February 1st, 2015. It was the date of Super Bowl 49 against the world beaters, against the New England Patriots and the Seattle Seahawks. They were down 4 points. With 24 seconds to go in the game. They had second and goal from the 1 yard line. And you guys know what happens next. They had beast mode. They had Marshawn Lynch, one of the greatest running backs in the NFL. I mean, just an absolute beast. They called him beast mode. They had second and goal, 24 seconds left in the game. They're down by 4, second and goal from the 1 yard line. What did they do? You guys know what they did. They threw a pass, and it was intercepted. They lost the game. Again, second goal, 1 yard line. Why not use Marshawn Lynch? So what happened after the game? Well, they lost the Super Bowl, and Pete Carroll, the head coach of the team, he was widely panned across, media, NFL, any kind of media person out there. They said, "Oh, what a horrible decision it was to throw a pass on second and goal from the 1 yard line with 24 seconds left in the game." They've got Marshawn Lynch. He's right back here. He's one of the greatest running backs in the NFL. Why not give the ball to him? Well, let me ask you this. What happens? Let's just say, what happens if that pass was complete? What happens if the pass was complete and they went on to win the Super Bowl? So the headlines no longer said, "Pete Carroll, what a bum. It was the worst call in Super Bowl history." It goes from that, you flip the script, and it becomes, "Pete Carroll's a genius. He battled Bill Belichick, and it was a battle of the minds, and he won this battle. He would be forever known as that play would be forever known as one of the greatest plays in Super Bowl history." But what was the real deal? What's everybody so up in arms with? I mean, if you look at it from a statistical standpoint, I got this information from a book. It's called Thinking in Bets. It's from 2018. It's by an author by the name of Annie Duke. It's called Thinking in Bets. So here is, if we can just go back and kind of look at that play, second and goal from the 1 yard line, the 68 times previous to that happening, that exact play in the last 15 years, that play had been run 68 times. Now, 2% of the time the pass was intercepted. 98% of the time it was either a touchdown or an incomplete pass. In other words, they had a 98% chance of it either being a touchdown or they go to third and goal from the 1 yard line. So what do they have to lose at that point? So Pete Carroll and the Seattle Seahawks, they're being judged not on the decision, but they're being judged on the result. So that's what we're talking about today, folks. We're talking about something called resulting. And the vast majority of people do that, folks. I mean, particularly in trading, you can look back at your trades and those big winning trades, and you basically say, okay, if it's a green trade, it was a good decision. If it was a red trade, it was a bad decision. But is that actually the case? Is that what is going on with your trades? Maybe not. So why is it so hard for people to make a living trading? Well, that's probably one of the big reasons right there, is because they can't differentiate between the good decisions and the bad decisions. You can have a really good decision in trading, so your edge is there. Everything about your edge says put on the trade. Your trading plan says under these certain market conditions, I'm going to put on a trade. And under these certain market conditions, I'm taking the trade off the table. That's your decision. If it is a good decision based on your trading plan, guess what? Whatever happens after that, it doesn't matter. Whether it's a green trade or a red trade is immaterial. It just doesn't matter. What matters is the decision and the thought process that went into that particular trade. So you can have a great decision and a bad result. And at the same time, you can have a really bad decision. You know, the FOMO, you know, the trade's already going. You're like, I got to get in. I got to get in. No, you don't. But we've all done it. You know, that FOMO trade, we get in and we do really well. That's why people get into FOMO trades, folks, is because every now and again it works. The vast majority of the time, guess what? You know, you kind of get smashed. That's why you know you're not supposed to do it. If your plan specifically says, I'm not going to chase trades or I'm not going to FOMO into trades, you leave it alone. We had a situation this morning. I'm doing this video. Today is the 29th. It's the 29th of August 2025. We had a run this morning. Talking to one of our members yesterday, and his name is Alan, as a matter of fact. And Alan says, you know what? He said, you know, early morning trades lately have been kind of getting punched around. You know, there's really no rhyme or reason to the market. So I'm going to give it about 30 minutes, at least 30 minutes, see if we can find a major level of support or resistance, and then maybe take a cross to the upside or the downside. I said, okay, I'm going to do the same exact thing. I'm going to wait. So about 4 or 5 minutes after open this morning, the market just started dumping and dumping and dumping and dumping. And I look back on it. And I said, okay, the signal was there. And it was. It was absolutely there. But I made the decision earlier in the day that I said, you know what? I'm not going to put on a trade for 30 minutes. I'm going to wait. I'm going to stand with Alan today, and that's exactly what I'm going to do. So was it a good or bad decision? Whether it was a good or bad decision, I had already made up my mind. But again, folks, look back at your trades. What does your plan tell you to do? Number one, have a trading plan. Number two, write it down. Number three, follow it. It's your business plan, folks. Your trading plan is your business plan. So what we need to do collectively, individually and collectively, as a trading community, is get out of the results business. Now, I know you can look all over YouTube and Instagram and TikTok and all these guys. Oh, I did this, or I did this, or I did this, or oh, what a great trade. What a great trade. Okay. But what they don't do, generally speaking, is they don't tell you or show you the thought process that went into that specific game. Another thing that they don't do, they're really slow. They're quick to show you their wins, but they don't show you their losses. And then they don't show you the thought process behind those losses. And again, they're worried, oh no, it's a loss. People won't like it. Guys, if it was a good thought process, the result doesn't matter. Good thought processes, okay, generally speaking, over time are going to yield good results. It's true in trading, and it's true basically in everything in life. That's what we're looking for, is the process. Over time, folks, if you do that, you have a much higher chance of doing well in the market. So again, folks, think back to that. Think back to over the last year. What was the best decision you made? And think back, what was the worst decision you made? And it doesn't necessarily have to be about trading, but think about the specific decision. Now, what most people are going to do is they're going to go, oh, well, I made this decision and this was the result. So they're going to equate the result with the decision. So if it was a good result, they're going to say, oh, it's a good decision, even though it could have been a horrible result. And it's the same thing. If it was a bad result, guess what? They're probably going to chalk that up to being a bad decision. When both of those things, it doesn't necessarily have to be a good decision to have a good result, or a bad decision to have a bad result. It's all about the process, folks. Trading is a process just like anything else. Follow your process, folks, and get out of the business of resulting. And again, we've all done it, folks. But again, get out of that results business. Get into the process business. It's about all we got for the day. So you guys know the rest. If you like our videos, go ahead and give us a like and a subscribe. Don't forget to turn on your notifications. That way you can be notified when we drop new content. Also, leave us a comment. I will respond to every single one of the comments. Also, share with your friends, share with your neighbors, trading community, all that kind of good stuff, folks. We would greatly appreciate that. Now, if you are interested in live daily trading, where we go over trades all day long, folks, we talk about all the different setups. Okay, if you are interested in that, and why wouldn't you be? Head on over to our live trading Discord. It's called 920 Trading. The link for that is down below. We are so convinced that you will find a tremendous amount of value in what we do. Guess what? We're going to give you that first week for free. Just check it out. What do you have to lose other than a little bit of your time? And again, the link for that is down below. It's called 920 Trading. Also, if you are interested, and again, why wouldn't you be, in the 920 crossover strategy from A to Z? Everything about the strategy, folks. Head on over to 920trading.com. The entire strategy is there for the entire world to see. And you know how much it's going to cost you? Nothing other than a little bit of your time. Again, what do you have to lose? Absolutely nothing. Hey, thank you so much for spending a little bit of your time with us today. I greatly appreciate it, folks. So again, thanks a lot. I hope you guys have a great Labor Day weekend, and you guys know the rest. Until next time, we will see you in the markets.